because it's a hello everyone and welcome to your Friday market update. I am your host Jacob Jennings, and your life of the party today is going to be Miss Emily Muiruri going to give us our stock market takeaways. As always, she is fabulous and tardy, but that's okay because everyone else just starting to arrive as well, so we are going to let it continue. I've also been guilty once or twice, so it has been a crazy week, hasn't it, guys? Yeah. Whew, so much has happened. Autumn, you're in Hawaii. What time is it over there?
It is 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen later on throughout the day because I'm 6 hours, 12 hours ahead of you, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Wait, how far are we? Yeah, we're 6 hours ahead of you, aren't we? Wow.
So that's who we could always send work to when we're tiring out, because she's still got 6 hours in her day to do stuff.
Why do you think don't give her my story yet. That's going to be the plan. Okay, but we're going to make it work. You're going to have so much fun, honey. It's crazy. We are growing so fast. So much is happening. I am so sorry. You're going to love it. So good time.
I'm excited.
Yo,
yeah, TikTok club. Come on, Nelson.
Let me go ahead and
oh, wait, Stephanie too. My bad. I'm sorry, girl.
You guys are ridiculous. Okay, let me put this over here in my. Is this thing?
Oh wait, and Autumn. Jacob's the only one not in the tank top. God damn.
You didn't get the memo.
Trying to be professional adjacent, because I can't actually be professional. Why is this thing not going live?
You are not professional in these.
I resemble that remark. Thank you so much. So yeah, this is becoming a pain in my assets. Are we live on Facebook? Do you guys see that?
It doesn't say it on here, no.
Hi, Mimi. Welcome.
Hello. How are you, Mimi?
I'm good. How are you?
We're great. Thank you. And welcome to the party. What the is going on with Facebook? Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Lord, I know it's been a minute since we talked. At least since the last time I had that prune juice and I was on the toilet for 24 hours, but I just know it's been a minute and I want to apologize for not telling you how much I appreciate what you did with that cat that I found on the road 2 weeks ago. That was wonderful, but listen, this Facebook feed is going to kill me and I cannot continue to work like this. So if you would please intercede on my behalf, I would be so grateful.
This is recorded. Awesome.
This part was recorded, yes. Fuck you.
Hallelujah.
Amen, girl. Amen. It's funny because I'm finding so much when we go live on Facebook, we get so, like, people are finding us, which is important. Not a ton of people, but they're people who, like, they're being brought our way. Like last week, we had Joy join us, who has an international nonprofit, and we're going to be working with her to take our mission national, or international. So it's really exciting. So I definitely want to keep this going. Boom. Boom. Is that Miss Emily? Did she show up in here?
I'm here.
This broadcasting is going to drive me crazy. Screw you, Facebook. I never liked you anyway.
Hey, guys.
How you feeling, honey bunny?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, you sound like you're doing wonderful. Just saying.
A half an hour look pretty because you're online and then go back to bed look, so.
I've done that too. It's the one time I forget to, like, you know, just gotta look from here up. That's all. Just here up.
Yep.
I think that must be, oh, you friended me, Mimi. I'm so glad I said yes. Jesus knows peace. Well, I don't know who you are. Sorry, Matthew Johnson Anderson, but we'll get back to you later. All right, I think this is now live on Facebook. I don't really know. Blah, blah, blah. Is it working? Come on already. You know, there's some people who just can't figure out how to get into these rooms. So there's Jackie. We're trying this again. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. We're going to keep moving on because I just can't keep doing this. It's just annoying me. So for those of you who don't know and are just joining us today, we are joined by the incredible, delicious, indubitous, elegant, the queen of the stock market trading herself, Miss Emily Muiruri, on her deathbed. So we are so glad you're here, my darling. You've pulled yourself out of the coffin and you've decided to tell us everything we needed to know in 20 seconds or less so you can go back to throwing up like crazy like during the first trimester.
Do not make me laugh, because if you make me laugh, I'm going to cough and then I can't stop coughing. So just, you know.
That's my one medicine. You know that, right? If I just make you laugh, it's a problem. It's also, all right, then I really shouldn't talk. So in order to make this boring, I'm going to go ahead and pass this off so I don't make her die prematurely until after we know what's going on with the stock market, because that's just called being prepared. So, Emily, right here, what do we need to know?
Well, there is really nothing much to know this week. It has been a slow news week when it comes to economic news and what's happening in the stock market. It's really been just one of those slow weeks. So I really don't have anything much to report, but I will give you guys the numbers like I always do. We'll start with the unemployment numbers. So let me see if I can do a screen share real quick. Allow me to screen share, please, sir.
You don't have that ability?
I need you to allow me to screen share.
All right, here we go. I'm going to make you. There you go. You should be able to now. You can blame Nelson for that. I usually do.
I'm not blaming anybody but you.
Fine. In that case, my bad. I love this power. It's great.
Me laugh. All right, here we go. So as we've talked about for a long time, ever since I started giving you guys like this market update, the unemployment claims come out every single Thursday. And this is the number that we're always looking at. And if we look at the graph here, this is the number I've always been talking about, where initially when we had the virus start, we had a huge spike in the number of claims that were happening every single week. And then we kind of saw it taper off in middle of June in leading up to July. And then we had a little bit of a peak, but this week it was the first week that we saw it actually under 1 million. So how true the numbers are, it's the people that are filing for new unemployment claims. So this number has now gone under 1 million, where we were seeing it like right at that 1.1, 1.2, 1.4 range. This is the first week that we saw it below 1 million. So hopefully that's a good sign of, things reopening and, people doing the right things and whatnot. And so hopefully we'll continue to see those numbers go down so that people can get back to work and, provide for their families and so on and so forth. So that's the number that we're always looking at every single week. In terms of that, the number is down. So that in itself was a good thing this week in terms of economic news. There's really nothing much else to report in terms of that. Retail sales were down slightly, but that's mainly because of car sales obviously being down because not a lot of people out there buying cars in the last few months. So the retail numbers were slightly down in July. I think what everybody is still just kind of looking at, looking at like in the future and the forecast is really once we start to see how we start to see the commercial real estate side of it and then also the residential side of it in terms of once banks and the mortgage companies start to report those numbers, because right now they're kind of sort of not reporting those numbers in their books as far as how many people are not paying their mortgages and so on and so forth. So once those numbers start to get reported or get put back into the numbers in the fall, if there's no extension of, if there's no extension in terms of people being allowed to extend and not paying their mortgages, we'll start to see those numbers and we'll see really how the real estate side of it is doing in terms of that with existing homes and all that good stuff. But builders are doing well, home resales are doing well. We'll see how the banks are doing once they start to report those numbers. So really there is not much going on in terms of news this week, really, when it comes to economics. There's obviously been a shift, you know, with the news cycle, because we're now starting to get into, you know, election season. So the shift is, you know, the news cycle is kind of shifting more and heavy towards that. There's still the stimulus negotiations going on. So until all that stuff kind of get resolved, really there isn't not that much news that's happening. In the market, on the other hand, all we have for next week is your major retailers are reporting earnings. We're still in earnings seasons. We kind of we've passed the tech earnings. We've passed the bank earnings. Now we're getting into the retail earnings. And did somebody have a question or somebody saying something?
I was just laughing at retail earnings.
Well, yeah, and I think we're gonna have two tails, right? We're gonna have two tails when it comes to retail earnings. When it comes to like your retailers that are heavily into, you know, clothing and so on and so forth, you're going to see one result. And when you think of like your retail companies like your Lowe's and your Home Depots and your Best Buys, you're probably going to see a different result. Obviously with, you know, people being at home, staying at home, a lot of people have been remodeling their homes and, you know, sprucing up their homes and that kind of stuff. So you're going to see probably good numbers coming out of Home Depot and Lowe's. Best Buy also and Best Buy, I think, should have good numbers and should continue to have good numbers. I say that only because with us staying home more, and now with all the schools primarily going into that, like we're still going to be virtual in the fall, or some of them are doing some sort of hybrid where some is, you know, some school days will be virtual, some school days will be in person. Best Buy with obviously electronics and, you know, people again just being home, people in need of more computers and laptops and, you know, iPads and whatnot and gadgets to stay entertained and for learning. I think Best Buy should have some good earnings next week when they report. But again, nothing is set in stone until we actually see the numbers. But I think we're going to see two tails where, you know, your Best Buys, your Home Depots, and your Lowe's, those kind of retail companies, what we call, I guess, your stay-at-home or your pandemic retailers doing well, and then clothing, anything that's like brick and mortar, like, you know, I think we'll have a different story. So anyway, we have yet to see, but we will see. That's what's happening next week. In terms of the market, I kind of want to show you guys this real quick, and then I will pass it on to you, Jacob. So you guys always hear me talking about the major indexes. We talk about the S&P 500, which is all your, you know, large cap companies. You know, when you think of like, you know, the big 500 companies, that's the S&P 500. You've heard me talk about the Dow Jones, which is, you know, your blue chip companies. You've heard me talk about NASDAQ, which is your tech companies. And you've heard me talk about the Russell 2000, which is your small cap companies. The NASDAQ, which is the tech sector, if you go back to where we were before the virus hit, which was like right here in the middle of February, you saw that everybody saw that sell off. The NASDAQ since then, and again, because this is heavily on tech, and we know tech was the leader during the whole pandemic. When you think of your Amazons, your Apples, you know, all those companies, your Facebooks, it went and cleared past where that previous high was, right? So if you look at this NASDAQ here, it cleared that high, and let me draw that line again here. It cleared that high right here in June, right? So when you think about like which sector has been leading the market, when we talk about the market has been going up, or which sector has been leading it, technology has been leading that area, right? Because it surpassed the high back in June. So really, it's had 2 months of just, you know, making new highs literally every single week, every single day. With
Emily,
yeah.
oh sorry. Were you trying to show us a graphic or a point? Because
are you not seeing it? I guess it would be nice if I shared something. Hold on.
Yeah, I was just getting. I was a little lost.
Well, thank you for saying something, because I'm obviously showing, but you guys are not seeing it. So let's try this again. Here we go. You guys are still seeing like my economics numbers?
No, we're just seeing your face. Now we see it. Now.
Okay, I forgot to hit that extra button that says actually share it. All right, here we go again. All right, so So this, what we're looking at right now is the ETF for the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ is, your major tech companies. So here, and let me see if I can actually and draw it out for you. I've got my little pen so I can really make it nice and pretty for you. One sec.
Was anyone else kind of confused as to what you was talking about?
Well, thank you for saying something. Otherwise, I'd have just kept going. All right. Okie doke. So here's my little drawing pen. And so this is where, let me change the color so that you guys can actually see it nicely. Give me blue. And there we go. All right, so this is where we hit that all-time high with the NASDAQ right before the pandemic hit. So this is going back to middle of February, okay? And then obviously when we had the news of the virus, everybody saw that sell-off where everything went down. We found a bottom here, and then we've been inching up, inching up. So as you can see, we cleared that previous resistance level. This is what we call resistance, right? Because we were here before, we came down, came back up again, and then the whole idea is you want to try to see if you can break that ceiling and continue on an uptrend. Well, we did that back in June 8th, I believe, with the NASDAQ companies, okay? And then ever since then, we've just been kind of like, creating new highs, and here we are as of today. With the with the S&P, what we're seeing now is that it is starting to do the same thing that the NASDAQ has done for the last 2 months. So now if we look at the S&P 500, and if I do the same thing, this is where we were back in the highs, back in February, same thing. This is where we are right at 340, right? So again, we all saw the sell-off in the same way as we saw with technology. And now we've been slowly inching up, inching up, inching up. And now we're trying to see now if we're going to do the same thing the NASDAQ did. Are we going to clear this resistance level? Right? So if we are able to clear that resistance level with the S&P 500, that's obviously showing signs of strength in the market, because if we're able to clear that and not fall out of bed and continue making new highs like tech is doing, that's going to be a strong signal for the S&P 500. And obviously the market will continue to inch up. So that's what we want to see next week. And what we like about it is that, we've had a slowdown in terms of it hasn't been giving us those crazy, 5%, 7% days that we were seeing when the pandemic was happening. As you can see, as the market has been going up and down, it's back to normal volume, right? If you guys look down here, the volume has been normal as opposed to this craziness that we saw here, right? So even with news of the virus still out there and everything else that's going on, the market has kind of sort of stabilized in terms of volatility. We're not seeing it as crazy as it was. And this is what you want to see as the market starts to continue to go up. If it does do that, once it clears this 340 line, that's what we're looking to see the S&P do. We thought it was going to do that this week. It didn't. Today is Friday. Market closes in about 45 minutes. So I highly doubt we're going to clear that today, but hopefully we're able to do that next week. And again, once we see that, that's us, it's showing strength in the market that, people are still, there's still buyers out there. People are still, looking to get into the market. The other area that we're looking at is the Dow Jones, which is, no, not that one. DJI, here we go. Oh my goodness, DIA, not DJI. DIA is the same thing. So these are your blue chip companies. And again, the Dow Jones and the S&P are kind of sort of similar in how they've been trending. If you had to rank which one is leading, obviously tech is leading. So if you were to rank them, you would say, okay, technology for sure is number one because it surpassed those highs from March. Followed by the S&P. As you can see here with the Dow Jones, it's still got some ways before it clears those highs that we had back in February. February's highs was like in that 295 range. We're sitting right around 279, 280. So this has still got some ways to go, but it's still trending in that uptrend. So again, good signs of the market continuing to just go up. And then the last one, but not least, and what we saw was a little bit of a shift in the small caps where it's been the lagger, like it's just been behind. And now you can see that there's a little bit of money coming in. The S&P, the Russell 2000, let me look up the ETF instead of the actual index because I was looking at the ETFs for the other ones too. So the ETF for the Russell 2000 is called IWM. And again, the highs were back here in the 173 range. Let me clear that old drawing so that you guys can see it. So this is the all-time, this is the high that we had here back in March, February. And actually, no, take that back. I'm going way too back. Right here is the high right here that we had back in 2020, right in March, February time range. The all-time high is 173 going back to last October. But this is where we had peaked right before the market crashed in February. So now here we are inching back up again, and you can see we were, this has been the slow runner. If you were to compare all three of them, it's been the slow runner in terms of there really hasn't been much strength in terms of the recovery, but then we saw a peak this week. So there's been a little bit of shift where you can see money coming into the small cap companies and money kind of shifting from tech into the small cap companies because tech has just had such a good run. So that's what's happening in terms of the indexes. The market is still slowly going up even on slow news days. We're still seeing it kind of trending upwards. But if you want to start to see, if I show you guys kind of like an indicator that we look at here, let me share my other screen. And this time I promise I will remember to hit share so you guys can see it. And if we go here to the, this is a website called Finviz. And I like it because it kind of gives you like a visual right away instantly so you can kind of see where the money is going. So if you look at like a year-to-date performance, right? Year-to-date performance, obviously tech has been leading that. There's no doubt about that, right? And the areas that have been, you know, kind of like lagging, obviously your energy, you know, it's going to be one of the laggers because, you know, we're not consuming as much oil, right? People are not traveling as much. Airlines are not using as much. We're not out there driving and all that crazy stuff. So obviously you're going to see the, you know, these areas lag in terms of where the money is, and also with banks and financials, again, because we're, you know, interest rates are low. How are banks making money if they're not charging interest? That sort of thing. So obviously money has been in tech, but if you just look at a one week performance, you can kind of see that, you know, there wasn't that much involvement, if there wasn't that much action in technology this week. And you can see that the other areas that were red are starting to show some life. And you can see that in the banks, you can see that in the energy sector. So again, this just goes to show that money is kind of shifting into these, what we would call the distressed areas of the market that have been kind of lagging, but are now starting to see some life. How long that will last, nobody ever really knows, but you can start to see that there's that shift in movement just, you know, this week. Next week could be a completely different story, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys how investors look to which areas to put their money. You just kind of follow the money. So as traders and investors, we don't try to guess. The market literally shows you what it's doing and where they're moving the money, the big hedge funds and all these other big institutions. So you can see that money shifted to the financials this week in terms of, you know, where people were putting their money this week, and tech is a little bit slow this week. So that's kind of like all I had to share with you guys this week. Gold and silver also did see a huge sell-off this week, and depending on how you guys are playing gold and silver, you know, I know for Jacob and myself, you know, we're longtime holders of gold and silver, so even a down week does not spook us at all because we're long-term holders. We're using it as a currency hedge. So for, you know, for holders of gold, it's not something that, you know, yeah, you don't want to see that huge of a sell-off, but at the same time, we're in it for the long haul. If you're trading gold or silver, then that's a different, different approach. But yeah, there was a little bit of sell-off in gold and silver this week. But then again, there's been a huge run in gold and silver for the last, 2-3, weeks. So having a sell-off after it's had a huge run up is not surprising at all. Where's gold sitting at right now? Let's take a quick peek at gold and see where gold is sitting at. Let me share that for you guys real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Gold is sitting at right around 1950. We did peak all the way up to 2089 just a week ago, and then we had that huge sell-off on Tuesday, and now here we are sitting at 1949. But then again, once we broke out, and this is what we were looking at here, we were looking at it breaking out at 1800, and that was that number that we were looking for it to break, because that was where it was at an all-time high. So when it broke above that number here at 1800, we knew it was going to have a good run, and which is exactly what we saw. So now here we are, we've had a sell-off, and we'll see whether it's going to continue in that run. But I think for most people, as we're looking at it holding this new support level, it being at 1800. So anything above 1800 is still bullish to me. I think if it breaks that, then, it could have a turnaround. But again, depending on how your approach is with gold, if you're just a holder of gold because you're using it as a currency hedge, you're not, this down week does not bother you at all. Silver, on the other hand, is the same way. Silver, though, has yet to get back to its all-time high at 50.50, which was back in 2000 and now this was 1980, the previous high here, this high right here back in 2011-ish. So silver still has a ways to go in terms of, if you're comparing it to gold, gold has already gone past its all-time high. Silver still has yet to go there. Has yet to get there. But it did also have a volatile week this week, where we had a peak almost at $30, and then we had that sell off again, just like gold did. And then here we are kind of, trying to inch back up again. So once again, if you're trading silver, trading gold, you have one different approach. If you're a buyer and holder of gold and silver, then, for other reasons, you're certainly not that concerned with the drop this week. So that's all I got for you guys.
Can you look at, I think I bought my gold for $14.90. So that was with a broker fee. Can you go and look at what it was a year ago?
I sure can.
We're in August, right? Yeah.
August,
no, in September. I think I got it in September.
September of last year?
Yeah. This would be fun.
Where are we in? We're in, so that would have been September last year. It would have been right at 15.
Yeah, I got it.
This is August, so September, it would be right around between 1500 and 1550.
Yeah, I got it for $14.90. I was also sleeping with a broker, so I got a bit of a deal. So
don't make me laugh.
Hey, there's all sorts of currency out there. Physical currencies
oh my God.
are also right here. So if we look at it today, which is what, 2089? No, what's it at right now today?
1950, call it.
Okay, so I got it 1490 divided by 1950. Guys, I still made 76% on my money.
Yeah, I mean, if you
it's a really bad week. I'm so upset. Let me cry for a second. I'm just one second. I'm dehydrated. I don't know why they're not rolling down my cheeks. Hold on. Let me think of something really, really sad about losing money. No, that's not working. Dead puppies.
And that's what investments are. They go up and down, and you have to have in your entry, before you even enter into a trade, you need to know what the outcome is that you're looking for. If it's a long-term investment, then you can't be worried about a 1% drop or a 5% drop, in a day or in a week. If you're in it for the long haul, you're in it for the long haul. If you're trading it, then that's a different mindset. You need to already have a stop loss in place to exit the trade if it goes against you, so that you don't end up giving back all your profits. So, and that's why I always say, whenever I'm talking about trading and investing, I always say it's two different hats, and you can't approach trading and investing the same way. You can't have the same emotion. So, if you're an investor of gold, then, it's business as usual. So what? It had a sell-off this week. It's business as usual. You've made money over the long run, depending on when you got in. Even if you got in it last week and it had a sell-off today, okay, so you had a little bit of a negative. But if your idea of buying gold in the first place was to hold on to it because you're going to pass it on to your kids and grandkids, then again, that's just part of the business. Is when you're an investor, you're going to hold it through the ups and the downs. It's a roller coaster ride.
Jeff is supposed to be at my house right now. Where is he? I was going to surprise you guys. So yes, I have no problem with gold being down right now. I still made over 70-something% on my money. And let's see, what was that again? 76%? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I was trying to think of sad things, like, I thought of Emily leaving me today.
No.
That's really, really sad. Damn it, it's much more convincing.
I got out of bed for you. And I actually,
Baby, we love you so much. We really do.
How am I doing, guys? I just have a little summer cold. I took the kids to the beach, and then you know how that goes. Air conditioning in hotel rooms and that whole thing. And I was just not feeling well. But I got out of bed for Jacob today.
We love you for it. And everybody, look. Stock Market Survivors starting next week. How exciting.
Who signed off on that? Did I sign off on that?
Yeah, you did. But you were also on Dayquil. It still holds. Emails have been sent out. So yeah, don't worry about it, honey. You can be, if you are too stoned because of your Dayquil or your Sauvignon Blanc, either way, you're in the right crowd.
We'll say it's Dayquil. It may be tequila by next week, but we'll just say it's Dayquil.
That's right. If you put it in a little Dixie cup and take a shot,
nobody will know.
Nope.
We're gonna have fun though. So you guys, I'm really excited for it, and thank you, Jacob, for putting it all together. You are, you're just the man behind all of this stuff. I just show up here and look pretty, but you put in all the work. I really appreciate that. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you. And honestly, it's not just me anymore. It's everyone here.
Everybody else. It's Nelson and Bo and everybody else.
Yeah,
and
we have an amazing team behind us. I mean, let's think of this way. We are 3 days from being 3 months old.
Are we?
Yes.
Oh my God. I remember when we had the phone conversation when you called me about it, and we were like, we should do this. And I'm like,
Yep. Because I was like, you're fun, you're optimistic, you're upbeat, you're my girl. Let's go. Let's do this. And then,
Yeah, and we always say yes and then figure the stuff out later as we go. So guys, we are not experts. We're going along. So,
well, you and I are hustlers. Nelson's a different type of hustler, but that's a different story. That we don't need to go into that now. But I do need to Venmo Nelson some cash to say thank you for last night. $30, right? Yeah, that was good. That's still thing I overpaid. So anyway, so we were going to start that. That's right. Your poor knees are so stoned and gravel scratched. I don't know how you do it now. You got I'll go ahead and put that on my Amazon card to send it to you. So,
I don't know who Mimi is, but Mimi is literally cracking up, and she is like.
Mimi is actually his protege. So he's like, yeah, he doesn't know. Jeff, are you almost here, man? I know you're on your way.
And Autumn, these are the new faces I haven't seen before. So everybody else is just used to you and your shenanigans, but Autumn and Mimi are just like literally cannot believe it. And this is mild, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still very good right now. I took my Adderall today, so I'm a little more together. Usually if I'm not, you'll probably see Nelson doing a hula dance in a grass skirt without any underwear, and then Bo holding the broomstick for him to go under. So anyway, moving on from that. So for those of you taking Stock Market Survivor, it starts next Wednesday. Please be sure to fill out your personality assessment, which you should have gotten emailed to you. If you have not, let us know and we'll get that over. If you have, we'll be sending you the itinerary for the next few weeks in the following email that you will fill out when you send it out. Jeff, you're in front of our condo? Is that a yes?
Yes. Yes.
Well, then what the hell, dude? Come on in. All right. Jeff's here. So we have a special, wait, Robin, can you let him in? Do you mind? Robin? Jeff is at the door. Would you mind letting him in? So excited. I've not ever met this guy. So he's gonna come into my house and give us COVID. I'm so happy. Anyway, yeah, it's a different type of STD. You know, it's apparently deadly, but also curable. Who knows? That's like the one that's like, you know, you usually have the STDs that you take a pill for, they go away. The ones that kill you, and then nothing really in between, they just last a lifetime. This one is like one or the other. So, no, I've had plenty of pills before. So moving on. Let's go to, yeah, so Emily, we love you. We can't wait to learn from you.
Wednesday.
Yes, if you want to, now if you do want to hang around and watch, you can put your screen off and you can go throw up in the bathroom. I totally get that. But Hector and Liz are about to punish their children because they lost their fitness challenge, and I wanted them to do it here on the screen. We're going to be throwing 200 water balloons at them for being fat and lazy. Is that accurate, Elizabeth? Right? Yeah?
Yes, something like that.
I'm so excited. Are you pieing them in the face? Or they made this crazy challenge. Yep. Liz, tell us what it is.
So we just did real fast weight loss, the Biggest Loser challenge. We did parents against kids. Parents won, obviously. So the consequences are kids get 10 pies to the face and 200 water balloons thrown at them. We also did a buy-in. Kids paid $125 each. Parents paid $250. So the kids paid for a Colorado Springs trip. So we are so excited. We've been waiting for today. Our bet ended on Tuesday. So they're paying up.
Kid number 3 just got here.
And kid number 3 just got here. So we're ready to go.
This is going to be epic. Did you know about this challenge?
No.
So Cameron, you don't want Liz and Hector as parents because they are terrifying. They really are. They're going to publicly humiliate them, and we're going to make it go viral.
And can you guys see perfectly like this part and all that?
Now, did you put down a drop cloth?
Jacob,
No, they're just
let her share her screen. It might show up bigger for everybody.
I mean, I'm letting her share her screen.
Oh, let me share. Hold on.
Okay, if you share your screen, you're gonna go to the.
No, you're gonna show.
Oh.
You're gonna show your desktop. Just have them pin your screen.
Or just pin me. If you pin my video, my person.
Speaker view, maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, let me do that then. I can just pin you. Why does that make me think of Bye Bye Birdie? You get pinned? Anyone? Only the gays?
I think everybody has to pin us.
All right. We are pinning your video. You have been pinned. Okay.
There we
Ready,
go.
guys? Take a look.
I'm sorry it's noisy because we live on one of the biggest streets in downtown. So there's a lot of traffic too. So everybody in downtown Hayward gets to see the kids get creamed.
There's a downtown Hayward?
Well, yeah. We're in like downtown where like City Hall is and all that good stuff.
We can see City Hall from our porch.
This is brilliant. I'm so excited. So what's this little one's name?
Okay, so this is Maria Isabel. We call her Isabel.
Hi, Isabel. How are
The
you?
baby.
Aw, she's so cute.
That's my son. His name is Jose Daniel. We call him Bunny.
Hi, Bunny. Jose Daniel. Okay, got it. And who's this one?
That's our oldest, Brianna. We call her Brianna.
Hi, Brianna. Welcome to the party.
Hey, I'm so excited.
We are too. Usually I bring the dessert. This time it's on you. Literally. For all of you. Yeah, we're so excited, okay?
And we're just waiting for Angelica. Isabel, call Angelica.
So are you
And my
doing
other one
the
just got
pie
back from camping.
followed by the water balloons, like right now?
Yeah, we're gonna do the pie. Hector's just finishing up putting all the whipped cream. in the pie tray, and then we're about to throw them in their face, and then we're gonna do the water balloons.
This is fabulous. I'm so excited. I have to tell you, I thought twice last night before ordering a hot fudge sundae from McDonald's. Instead, I went home and had a stick of broccoli. It was so not satisfying, but I definitely don't want it happening to me in Colorado. Yeah.
Oh, there they are. They're coming. Sorry, took a minute to do all this.
I know, right? At that point, the whipped cream flattens. It's something you learn when you actually incorporate it into a sexual activity. You got to get right on it. Get it and get it out. It's true. Girl, you're over 20. You're fine. And your brother and sister aren't around to hear it. Girl, do you really want your phone around for this? It's going to be sticky forever.
Because I need to show my coworkers.
Just so you know, it is being recorded. Yeah, I want you to understand that we are doing this to humiliate you forever. We are going to make this thing go viral. Yeah, and something else.
That's the funny thing about my kids is they don't get embarrassed. Like we try to embarrass them with everything, and they just like going with it. They just go with it, whatever we do.
It gets worse if we get embarrassed, so gotta just roll with it.
I'm not surprised. I mean, your parents did too. You might want to remove your necklace, honey. Just saying, you don't want to get cream in that. It looks rather delicate, but that's okay. It's your call. What do I know about jewelry? Don't ask a gay guy. We have no idea what we're talking about.
And then this is the last kid. Her name is Angelica. That's number 2.
Hello, number 2.
All right, line up. Ready?
Okay, here we go.
Ready? Oldest to youngest. Ready?
Woo! Oh, we got double the fun.
Yeah.
Is this the fat-free whipped cream? Because that only would be more appropriate. And this is full cream. Yeah, that's right. Get on top of the head. Come on, get in the hair. Right on top. It's like a conditioner. You know, it's like if you put eggs in your, there you go. Just take the can and dump it on him. He can take it. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun to watch out. That's wonderful. Come on, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, just scrape it out. And there you go, kiddo. Oh, they didn't hold back on her. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you guys are making me want to get. Oh, there we go. There you go. I feel like we should be saying something to. Oh, that was right in the face. That's right. Hector? You're not even trying. Your aim sucks. Your kids are right there. They're grouped in a bunch. You can actually hit them with these.
Just grab the hose pipe.
That's right. Hector, just hit your kids already. Hit them. Oh, there you can see, like Liz. Liz hits them. Oh, she's going after her son.
Liz.
Look at that. Woo!
Oh, God, Liz.
Why is the oldest running away from everybody? You're supposed to protect your siblings. Didn't you get that memo? Oh, see, if you had used condoms, they would have popped already. Here we go. Oh, they're punishing their kids. They lost a bet. Look at this. So they pied them in the face, and now they're doing 200 water balloons, which is 50 per child, because they did a month-long fitness challenge to see who would lose more weight compared to the kids. I'm not my parents involved. And the kids completely lost. And I don't know how come they, oh, retaliation. I didn't know that was part of it. That's twice as many for him now. Can you hit him in the face? Is that allowed? Yeah, is this considered something we, oh, there we go. The young one's over there in the corner. Don't forget her.
Last one.
Oh, okay.
Ready? No, bite it! Bite it! Like, I
go.
Yeah. Oh, the family that water balloons together puts their parents in cheap nursing homes. Yay! That's wonderful. Yeah, this is why you're going to take charge of your own retirement. I love it. Now, kids, remember this. When you become entrepreneurs one day, you're also going to have a bet with your parents. And I guarantee you, they're going to have a higher net worth. So go for more than $1,000 buy-in, okay? Just a rule of thumb. Yeah? Good. Glad you enjoyed that. Bye, guys. It was so great to see you. Now go jump in a pool or something. They have a pool in California. They still have the water. water shortage. Do you guys have water there? I forget.
Yeah, we have water.
Now, look who's here. Ah, that's Jeff and Cameron. I think you're his son, I take it.
Grandson.
No. You're a grandson. Your grandson, really? You have a grandson? Wow.
This is Jacob's older brother.
Oh, is it? Congratulations on having a new younger brother.
No, there's too many.
Yeah, apparently his family are like rabbits. They just keep populating. How many grandkids do you have now?
Well,
Jesus Christ. They're cheaper by the dozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you trying to go for a baker's dozen, like a 13-ish?
yeah, that's cheaper when you're kids' kids.
That is very true. So now we got to get him actually. For Christmas, it's still a pain in the butt. So we got to get that going. Hi, Mark. This is Cameron. This is Jeff. We're part of the community. Okay, so that was really. I'm going to put myself back in my attractive corner. See, on this side, the house almost looks somewhat clean. Anyway, that was really what we want to do today to make it kind of fun and have a community moment. We are going to have a few things coming up next week. The announcements are done. So that was simple. We are going to be sharing, we are going to be doing our condo flip / wholesale. Well, it's not a wholesale, I own it. So resale at this point. So stay tuned. We're going to be going there tomorrow. I'll be showing you guys like a little Facebook Live to show you what we're doing. We went to Lowe's today and we talked to one of their contractors. They designed a kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to actually put Jeff into work because, you know, he's a contractor and see what he would think and tell us how badly they are raping me because sometimes they need to sit more. We're going to keep going. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here on the stock market update. And you guys go have a wonderful weekend. Liz, Hector, thank you for sharing that moment with us. And that gave me a whole new meaning to wet child abuse. It's wonderful. And you guys are amazing. Can't wait to party with you in Colorado. And yeah, that's it, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. See you Monday, 3 o'clock. Book club is on Sunday. Be there. Turn in your manifestos. Bye.
Bye.